My peoples, my peoples, get ready for a great night of boxing. We had a good one yesterday, but it looks like tonight is going to be another one of those. Yesterday, the ladies had a historic night of boxing. You know, lots of championship boxing, lots of money, lots of views. You know, women boxing was on the big stage yesterday and they showed out. Today is the men's turn. David Morrell is going to fight Kataev, Subriel Matias, back for a title shot after losing his. He's going to fight a tough opponent in Alberto Puello. Then, of course, Shakur Stevenson is going to mix it up with William Zepeda. And finally, Edgar Berlanga versus Hamza Sheeraz. My people, we're going to get some action. We're going to get some action tonight. Y'all know JSmiff is gonna be calling this action. What's the deal, my peoples? Yes, sir. I'm going to be on the mic. And look, man, I'm super looking forward to these fights. You know that there's been a lot of talk about, you know, the no running rule and the Shakur Stevenson haters talking about the shrinking ring size and all that stuff. That's it, my peoples. All the talking, all the hating is over. Y'all not gonna be able to step inside the ring with William Zepeda and help him out. So all the Shakur Stevenson hate, guess what? Damn, William Zepeda is gonna have to pay for that. He's the one that's gonna take a beating because of y'all. Everybody who's talking about, oh, Shakur Stevenson is gonna run and the ring size is gonna be smaller, so he's gonna be in trouble. That beating Zepeda's about to take is all y'all fault. Y'all responsible for that beating Shakur's gonna give him. Because I've been trying to tell y'all, man, Shakur Stevenson is gonna show out. That's real talk. It's gonna be that type of performance. Panty Sniffer, hey, what's the deal, my G? Ready for tonight, my brother? You ready for tonight? We're gonna get this action, man. We're gonna get this action. I was just saying, man, the women, they showed out yesterday. Can the man live up to that type of night? Panty Sniffer, the first to hit that like again. Boom, salute, my brother. Yeah, man, you know, a lot of people be ducking that like button, but my guy Panty Sniffer show up. That's the first thing he doing. Appreciate you, my G. Again, man, yesterday the ladies showed out. You know, all of the fights were insane. Can the man live up to those type of expectations? Ramirez, no, brother. Vas a ver. I'm not hating on Shakur. I just know Shakur's style is a style that can be beat by a certain style. Shakur's style is a style that can be beat by a certain style. Comes with hunger to live it all out. You will see. I mean, I know that. I'm sure, my brother, that Zepeda is going to be out there giving it all he's got. But there's levels to this. And you're going to find out tonight. You're going to find out tonight, my brother. I'm telling you. El Mio, love to see the work. Keep working. Appreciate it, my G. We going places. Just, it's the inevitable. We going places, my people. Como dice el dicho, God's timing is perfect. God will decide when I'm going to go where I need to be. But tonight, where I need to be is calling these fights for you guys. It's going to be on, man. Yesterday, I almost lost my voice. By the way, yesterday, the ladies, they were banging it out. They were trading nasty leather, and I almost lost my voice. So tonight, I'm going to try my best not to, not to lose it. But let's see, because we're going to see some fireworks, man. We're going to get some serious fireworks. Panty Sniffer, we're waiting for that devastating blow. Fuck them fights. Yo, I have a feeling tonight we're going to see a couple of those. I have a feeling. But the ladies have me making that call in every fight, bro. Ramirez, if his hands keep up levels, But I don't think Shakur power will phase Zepeda. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about power. Floyd Mayweather didn't have power. Why Shakur gotta have power? Think about it. Why power becomes relevant as soon as Shakur and Crawford come up. Oh, they don't got power. They don't got power. And then we seen, my brother, the greatest fighters ever who didn't have power and still make it happen. So I don't know why you set that bar on Shakur. Like, well, he don't got the power. He don't. Like, look at Shakur's resume, bro. Like, I'm going to put it to you like this. Oscar Valdez is better than William Zepeda. Oscar Valdez is a two-time champion. So if he have what it takes to absolutely dominate Oscar Valdez, how are we transitioning to, well, I don't know, if the hands are right and he just don't got the power to hold them back. You don't need the power, my brother. You need the boxing skills and the boxing IQ. That's good enough to make it happen. And he's been doing it his whole career. Look at Floyd Mayweather. That's why I always refer to, that's why I always tell people I see more and more of Floyd Mayweather in Shakur Stevenson. Because people keep wanting to focus on the power. People keep leaning on the power. And that was the same thing with Floyd. Every time Floyd fought with a fighter, who had power, that was always the narrative. Yo, Floyd's not going to be able to hold him back. This guy hit too hard. That's it. This is it right here. And then what happened? Floyd would beat him. Easy work. So we always set this bar, but only on certain fighters. We set that bar on Crawford, on Shakur, but we don't set that bar on other fighters when they're fighting somebody who's bigger or who's stronger. So I think it's more, look, to me, that's just part of the same old Shakur Stevenson, Terence Crawford hate narrative. John Parham, salute, my brother. Bam. El Fantasma de Gerardo Leden, salute, my G. Bam. That's what I would say it's all about. The hate for these fighters. Oh, they're not going to be strong and they're not going to be good enough and Shakur's hands is not going to be good. Notice, I notice, my people, the only ones who's talking about Shakur's hands is the people that's rooting against him, bro. The people that's waiting for him to lose. Or the people that's saying that Zepeda's going to win. His hands, if you think about it, watch this. Superman, salute, my brother. Shakur's not talking about his hands. His trainer's not talking about his hands. Nobody but Shakur Stevenson haters are talking about Shakur's hands. Nobody. But Shakur Stevenson haters, they be like, yo, I don't know if his hands are going to hold up. When secretly, you just hoping his hands don't hold up. What you mean you don't know his hands are going to hold up? That negative assumption is always, I don't know. His hands might not hold up. Come on, man. This kid is 28 years old, been fighting his whole life. His hands been holding up. Come on now. Stop. Stop finding reasons for you to convince yourself that Shakur's going to lose. Because the thing is, when you start to say that his hands are not holding up and that he doesn't hit hard enough, he's not going to be able to keep William Zepeda off. When you're that extreme, what happens when Shakur whoops his ass and even makes it look easy? How is your assessment going to look? Are you going to look into the mirror or are you going to jump in this chat and be like, Jay, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know shit about boxing. I just made an assessment based on I like this fighter, I don't like this fighter. But I didn't really make a real assessment. Come on now. Panty sniffer. Devastating blow. Devastating blow, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to hear that a few times tonight. I think we're going to hear that. And yesterday I had to pull out the new call. I don't know if you heard it, my people. That's a new call that I put in the arsenal. Did you see the rocket launcher? That was a missile. That's a new call that I added to the arsenal right there. Yoda, how hard you gotta hit somebody in the kidney to stop them? I mean, in reality, you gotta hit them hard. You gotta hit them hard. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. A kidney shot hurts a lot. I've caught a couple of those. I would say it's more about when you eat that shot. Because if you see the punch coming and you brace yourself and you tighten in your stomach, it hurts, but it doesn't hurt the same that as it does when it catch you by surprise, when you didn't see it coming. If you didn't see that punch coming, you're going down 100%. There's no getting around it. Everything boxing. How you watching the fight, I'm gonna watch it. What you mean I'm watching it on TV, my brother? What you mean? I'm watching a fight. I mean, I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna be calling the fight, but I'm not gonna be able to play it for y'all because, you know, YouTube is gonna knock me out the box. So you're gonna be able to see me, but I'm calling the fight. I'm gonna watch it, just like everybody else is gonna watch it. But again, my peoples, you know, Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda is not gonna be the type of, like, we should know what is the most likely scenario for this fight. We should all understand what is the most likely scenario. Yoda, who are the undercard? David Morrell versus Katayev is the first one. Then Alberto Puello versus Subriel Matias. That's number 2. Number 3, Shakur Stevenson, William Zepeda. And number 4, main event, Hamza Sheeraz versus Edgar Berlanga. So, y'all think about it, my people. Yesterday, in the main card, the women, there was 4 fights. And y'all saw it, man. All 4 of those fights were bangers. So guess what? Tonight, we got 4 fights too. Are these 4 fights gonna live up to the expectations compared to what the women did yesterday? Y'all tell me. Is it possible? John Parham, Superman, you see Greg Hackett pass out while trying to call the fights last night? Golly, damn. Passed out. And you see, I didn't pass out. So there you go. I outworked Greg Hackett. OG, hello, JSmiff. I came from Panty Sniffer. Ooh, appreciate you dropping in, OG. And salute to Panty Sniffer. Superman. Berlanga in trouble. He's doing too much. I mean, he's a character, man. I think Berlanga, he likes to get attention. He wants to be that superstar, that guy. Let's see, man. He better walk the walk because Sheeraz is coming. Yo, the fighter getting the bonus for the knockout. That knockout bonus, that's it, man. Dana White and His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh implemented that bonus. It's going to be like that. God-given talent. Sup, Brody? I'm from Panty Sniffer. Okay, salute, my G. Appreciate you dropping in. This is Box Center. My peoples, I promise you, this is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. Jump into the conversation, the trash talking, the debate, all of that. Superman, you in shape though, JSmiff. I'm all right. You know, I try my best. I do a little running, do a little workout here and there. So I try. John Parham, Superman. I was weak, bro. He slowly slumped over. He started, suffocating little by little. But listen, my peoples, tonight, remember, I'm going to be calling these fights live. And y'all know y'all going to hear all of my big calls. Devastating blow. You're going to hear that was a missile. You're going to hear oh my goodness, he was slept. I think you're going to hear the whole arsenal tonight. The men are going to show out. And again, my peoples, like I told you about Shakur Stevenson, everybody who's saying, nah, the hands are not going to hold up, and he's going to run, and the smaller ring. Listen, Shakur's going to put the Swiss, the Dre, and the Apple Beats on William Zepeda. You could take that to the bank to get some pounds. Yoda, you think Tank really DV, or he really duck and roach? He dealing with legal issues right now. To be honest, the type of situation that Tank is in, he could lose his freedom. So I think boxing is going to become secondary. Obviously, if your freedom is on the line, you're going to forget about boxing. But I'm going to tell you something that I found interesting. I want you guys to consider this. Those of you who's been on the last few Boxing for Breakfast episodes, you know that I've been saying this fight doesn't look like it's happening. It's supposed to be next month. No press conferences. No face-off. There is absolutely nothing to tell us that the fight is going to happen. We don't know. So now with Tank Davis getting arrested, a new distraction, it seems like it's even less likely that the fight is going to happen. Less likely. We're going to find out. But I will say this, my peoples. Did you see the mugshot for Tank Davis? In that mugshot, does he look like he's in a training camp for a fight? Matter of fact, look. Damn, I don't got the other phone right here. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let me show y'all the mugshot, my peoples, for Tank Davis. If he was in training camp to fight Lamont Roach next month, he should be in shape right now already, right? Watch this. How is Tank Davis looking like he overweight when he's supposed to be fighting next month, supposedly? So even when I see that, to me, it looked like that fight wasn't happening. Look, my people, look. Shit, man. Goofy-ass commercials. Goofy-ass commercial images. Hold on. Watch, I'm about to show you, my peoples. Look, that's Tank Davis right there. Look at his face, y'all. Does he look like he in training camp for a fight? JJ's in the house. Yeah, he looked 15 to 20 pounds overweight. Yo, he looked like he 150 right there. He looked like he at least 150 pounds. So you think if he was in training camp to fight next month, he would be looking like that right now? And y'all know, you know, my peoples, that I've been saying this fight doesn't look like it's happening. Now that I'm seeing Tank Davis looking like that, he looked like he ain't even in training camp. So now you see my suspicions, what I've been saying about this fight looking like it wasn't happening. Like, so if I'm suspicious about whether or not this is going down, and then Tank get arrested, now he got a new distraction going on, I don't know, man. I don't know. Floyd Mayweather is Jewish, JSmiff. I wish you the best with your channel. I came from Panty Sniffer Link. Ooh, I appreciate it, my brother. Yo, Panty Sniffer, salute, my G. You letting the peoples know Box Center is going down, showing love. Appreciate it, man. Superman. That's not a good look. These clowns and channels can't take the heat, John. Floyd Mayweather is Jewish. Tank face look chubby. I'm trying to tell you, man, Tank Davis does not look like he was in no training camp for no damn fight. He don't look like it. Unless, what's the deal, my G? Appreciate you dropping in. So, if I'm looking at Tank Davis at that image and it doesn't look like he's getting ready for no fight, like he's in no training camp, and now I know that he's gonna be dealing with legal problems, what can we expect? Do we think that he's gonna fight Lamont Roach? I don't know, man. I don't know if Tank Davis is gonna fight Lamont Roach. I said those words before he got arrested. Now it just seems least likely to me. That's my take. But tonight, my peoples, it's all about tonight. We're gonna get 4 what should be real good fights. I'm looking forward to all of them, but the one that I'm looking forward to the most is Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda, which should have been the main event. But I know Hamza Sheeraz, that's Turkey's man's in him. You know, he want to put his boy on top. But it's all good. Shakur's going to be the face of boxing anyways. Yoda, that's why I say this DV is fishy. Right before he's supposed to fight. Now, for they try to freeze Roach out. Roach ready to go. Final won't happen for 2 years. I'm saying, Yoda, I don't know what to tell you, my brother. I don't think you're gonna fake an arrest for battery. You ain't gonna do that, bro. You ain't gonna add that type of stuff in your criminal record. You know, that kind of situation, Yoda, sponsors ain't gonna touch you. People don't want to do business with you. People don't want to be seen with you. Like, that could mess up your whole career, your personal life, all type of stuff. So, you know, the odds of him, you know, setting it up just to try to get out the fight, that's crazy work, my guy. Like, that's a highly, highly unlikely conspiracy, my brother. Like, I tell you what, if Tank didn't want to fight Lamont Roach, he could have easily just pulled down. It's like you're saying, well, you know, just to put out a little Roach, this dude pulled out a controversy about him beating a woman. Come on, bro. Nah. That's a very far-fetched conspiracy. Criminal record on TV, pictures of video. There's video of him supposedly hitting the girl. There's too much stuff out there to turn it into a conspiracy, my brother. Like to grab stuff out of thin air that doesn't exist to make it into something else. You know, right now he's dealing with legal trouble, and in that type of situation, I wouldn't be surprised if he does end up pulling out of the fight. Somebody who's in that type of situation where your freedom could be on the line, because that's the thing. Men be in a situation where they hit a woman, right? They get arrested and bail right out. Tank Davis got a lot of money. He'll bail out, right? But what happens is you hit a woman again or you hit another woman and you bail out. So dudes be thinking, yo, if I hit a chick, I just bail out. But then once you have a rap sheet and it's shown that you've done that before, yo, it's only a matter of time for you to get arrested and for them to review that rap sheet and say, okay, it's time for us to send him to jail. There's nothing that you can do, no plea bargain, only you're going to jail, buddy. You know, and this could be that time for Tank Davis because he have a history of that. So that there ain't no joking, no capping, no made up stuff about let's figure it out. Panty sniffer, Tank Davis ex, it's a liar, bro. The problem is that there's stuff that's on video, B. Not only that there's stuff that's on video, she actually called the moms, and the moms who live, I guess, next door or a couple houses down went outside and started recording when Tank Davis was putting hands on her. So, bro, look, I'm gonna put it to you like this so that you can see that he could be in bad trouble. The incident actually happened a month ago. And a month ago when it happened, they didn't arrest him. They asked him a few questions, investigated, they didn't arrest him. But then they got the video from her mother, and in the investigation got some more information to have what they felt was enough evidence of what they're alleging. So I'm not going to go either way. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. All I'm going to tell you is that I wouldn't call her a liar. I wouldn't take Tank Davis' side because I don't know what really happened. I don't know the facts. But some of the stuff that has come out is that they decided to arrest Tank because of the evidence that they put together against him. So we just have to take that into consideration, my guy. Floyd Mayweather is Jewish. You think Tank got anger issues? I don't know, but it's been reported that he does have anger issues. That's been reported. Do I think? I would more say I don't know, but there's a possibility based on the situations that he's been involved in. Eye for eye, word for word. Right, Tank about to sit down for a while. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You know, when you have money like that, you got access to lawyers like that, he might be able to get sent to anger management classes or something like that. Let's see what happens. I'm hoping that, you know, he finds a way to get out of this one and stay out of trouble. You know, the other day somebody told me that I'm going to probably celebrate because I'm a Tank hater and all that. Number one, I'm not a Tank Davis hater. And number two, I'm never going to celebrate a man losing his freedom. But if he's guilty of it, then, you know, he has to pay the consequences. There's consequences for putting your hands on a woman. I'm hoping that if he is guilty, that they send him to some type of program that's going to help him with the anger issues and that he can just come back and be a better person. Hope for the best. MLB Money Boy. Y'all ever heard of the cleanup crew dude who cleaned up Kobe's helicopter mess? He took some of Gigi's pelvic tissue and put it into an empty flashlight. I don't know. That must have been like one of those country, pig pen, you know, farm animal sex type of jokes that I didn't really get. So you gotta take that somewhere else, champ. He really tried to be funny. Really tried to be funny. Floyd Mayweather is Jewish. Tank needs Floyd in his life because Floyd was controlling him. I don't think so. Tank don't need Floyd in his life because Floyd Mayweather like to be number one in his own life. And Tank Davis want to also be number one in his own life. Two people like that are going to collapse. They're going to crash. Floyd Mayweather needs to be around a group that everybody is lining up behind him. Like, yes, boss, yes, sir. And Tank Davis is not going to do that. Tank Davis is in a position where he has his own talent to carve his own path. He's not going to be number two to Floyd. And I'm going to tell y'all something very interesting about Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather's relationship that I want you guys to consider. About 3 years ago, longer than that. About 3 years ago, Tank Davis was still with Floyd Mayweather, right? About 3 years ago. And I told people, listen, bro, Tank Davis is going to leave Floyd. And mad people was like, yo, Jay, you a hater. You a hater. Tank is never going to leave Floyd. That dude was going to be there to... Tank is going to retire with Floyd. Yo, mad people just hating. Saying that I don't know anything to make a prediction like that. And I said, yo, Tank is going to leave Floyd. Because I told you guys before, I'm an analyst. When I started seeing in interviews that Tank Davis would ask a question, and after the question, Floyd would the reporters would ask Tank a question, and Floyd would answer for him. Cut in and answer right for him. Like Tank Davis, a little boy. And at that point, Tank Davis was already 22, 23 years old. Matter of fact, he was like 25 already. And Tank and Floyd sonning him. Remember the video of Mace and Puffy, where Mace is number 2 in his own video and Puffy's number 1? There you have it right there. That's Floyd. Floyd want to be number 1 in Tank's video. Like, it's literally Tank's press conference, and Floyd want to be the one talking. So Tank wasn't having that, and I knew it. I remember one time somebody asked a reporter asked if Tank wanted to fight Lomachenko. He was like, Tank, do you want to fight Lomachenko? Yo, Floyd didn't let him say a word. He just jumped right in. Y'all can look up that interview on YouTube. Floyd just jumped in. We're like, oh, listen, we don't got to fight Lomachenko. He's in a hurry. Lomachenko's getting old. We're not in a rush. And you could see Tank Davis, like, just look at him because he wanted to answer. You want to be your own man, you know. That's not a good feeling, bro. Like, if somebody talking to you and then you got somebody answering for you, like you a little nigga. So when I saw that, I posted about it. Yo, this relationship is not gonna continue for much longer. And mad people said I was a hater. Look how it ended up turning out. I try to tell people. Yo, I heard Floyd Scofield Sr. camps and fighters do the most to sabotage a fight when Miller's on the line. You know, that's stuff that people say, things that people talk about. But honestly, when there's nothing to prove that that's the case, I wouldn't go around spreading that. You know, if somebody says it, I wouldn't even repeat it to anybody else. Because at the end of the day, we don't even realize that we're just spreading rumors of stuff that is never really been proven to be true. So, I'm a little bit iffy when it comes to that type of information. Superman. Floyd is me, myself, and I. Like I said before. Investments, Mayweather. Floyd, I made DeSoto Hybrid 21. Floyd, I made smart investments, Mayweather. Oh, my God. They would ask Tank Davis, so do you want to fight this guy? And somehow, some way, Floyd would end up talking about that he's made a lot of money. He's made a lot of investments. He's fought for the most pay-per-views. And Tank Davis just standing there looking goofy as hell. Like, damn, man, this nigga right next to me talking about himself. And not even letting me answer when they ask me questions. So I know it. Tank is the type of, you know, he has that personality that he can't sit there and watch you son him. Tank not the type of person. Forget about fighter. He not the type of person that just suck it up and just stay quiet. I know it. If you go watch those interviews, like there was a time period where it's like almost Tank wasn't allowed to speak at a press conference. Like they would ask him a question and Floyd would jump right in, oh yeah, blah, 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 and start talking. And it's like Tank is only gonna talk in the little bit of time that I allow you to talk. But the questions that they ask you, I'm answering them shits. That shit was crazy work. And I knew that Tank was not gonna hang with that for a long time. When I saw it, I posted about it. People said try to say that I was a hater, and then they saw it happen. So remember, my people, when I tell you something is brewing and it's gonna happen, there's a good possibility. Yoda, Tank wasn't a good speaker back then. Tank isn't a good speaker right now. That doesn't mean that you son him in front of the cameras and have him looking goofy as hell. So let me explain to you how it works, Yoda. If I'm your mentor, your coach, your trainer, when the cameras come in front of you, I don't start talking for you, make you looking like a goofball. What I do is before we get to the cameras, I pull you aside and I tell you what to say. I tell you, look, answer the question like this, say this, and if it's a tough question or if it could get complicated to answer, be like, what do you think, Floyd? I think I should, but what do you think, Floyd? And when you hit me with what do you think, Floyd, I'm going to jump in. Coordinate the shit so you don't have your little boy looking like a goofball out there while you talking for him. Come on now. Come on now. JJ said that Tank was made mad because he wanted to duck himself. Bro, look at the interviews. I'm telling you, you see Floyd talking for him, and you see Tank like this. Look at him. Like, damn, this nigga really not gonna let me talk? Fuck is wrong with him? Nah, you ain't gonna do Tank like that. He not the type of dude to take that type of pressure from nobody. Panty sniffer. Tank trying to be the man, the main man. But look, that's what I'm trying to tell you. He's supposed to be the main man. Floyd Mayweather's retired. He's not a boxer anymore. Floyd is not a boxer, my people. And he's not a promoter either. Do you see Floyd Mayweather promoting fights? He's not a promoter. You know, he does little things here and there that do help promotion. Because if Floyd Mayweather posts a story with Kermel or with any other fighters, that help. But he's not a traditional promoter out there promoting fights. So you are supposed to be number 2 to your fighters. Your fighters are the stars. But, like I said, Floyd Mayweather was exactly like Puffy. Puffy wanted to be the guy in the front stage. In front of Mace, in front of Biggie, in front of everybody. He didn't want to allow them to be the guy, the artists. And Floyd is the same thing. He want to be the guy. He want to be the face. Panty sniffer. Floyd is a living legend. He can talk for him. He knows the game. See, that's the thing, Panty sniffer. Look what you're saying. He can talk for him. But that's you saying that as a fan. Does Tank want him to talk for him? No. And that's the reason why they not together, my G. You see what happened. You see the fallout. So it's crazy work, my brother. That you say, yeah, Floyd can talk for him because he's the GOAT. What are you talking about? I don't care. I don't care what you done. You can't talk for me. Yo, the moment a man try to talk for me, I'm going to be like, dude, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And if they ask me a question, shut your mouth, son. My guy said, nah, Floyd could talk for him because he knows the game. What? You wildin' out, Panty sniffer. You wildin' out. You wildin' out, bro. Nobody should be able to talk for you when you're a grown man. They asked him, do you want to fight Lomachenko? How are you going to say that he cannot answer that question if he want to fight somebody or not? That Floyd should answer it for him. Come on, bro. Don't take being a fan of Floyd to that level where he doing something goofy as hell and you want to condone it, you want to back it up. Come on, bro. Panty sniffer. Tank just want to sell fights. And he knows Floyd is the best seller in the game. But what does that have to do with Tank wanting to answer questions that they're asking him, my brother? You diverting. You talking about all the... Look, you're talking about Tank wants. You don't know what Tank wants. Why you got to get in Tank's head, bro? Don't do it, Panty sniffer. You're a good dude that knows what you're talking about. But you getting in Tank's head telling us what Tank Davis won. You for real? You know what Tank Davis won? I've been following Tank Davis since he turned pro. I don't know what he wants. How do you know what he wants? How do you have this knowledge? Tell me, Panty sniffer, how do you have this knowledge of what Tank Davis wants? Because I don't know. I don't know if you know a cousin or brother of his, somebody in his circle. How do you know? What you and I both know is that he want to answer questions where they ask him and that Floyd didn't let him. We know that. JJ's in their house. I have to remind my wife that. I don't know, Zendejas, what exactly you mean that you have to remind. JJ's in the house. Tank better get his ass in gear. He's getting up there in age. Yo, 30 years old. Now look, Tank has, if he decides not to retire, 4, 5, 6 more good years where he can still create an actual legacy. Because he don't got a legacy. He don't got a legacy. You know. He got people like Panty Sniffer defending him and making general comments, trying to beat around the bush and not saying what people actually talking about. We talking about Tank being mad because Floyd didn't let him talk, and Panty Sniffer talking about everything but that. He talking about selling fights, and Floyd knows about everything, and being the manager, the fanager and shit. The Soto hybrid, bro really got Panties as his pick. I'm tripping. JJ's in the house. That I speak for myself. Listen. I'm going to tell you guys like this, man. At the end of the day, Tank Davis left Floyd Mayweather because he knew that he wasn't going to be able to surpass a certain level if he stood with Floyd. Floyd was going to always be sonning him. That's my son right there. So he went out to carve his own lane and carve his own space. And he's doing that. Mo Mia, big up from Bradford Dubois or Usyk, bro. Ooh, Dubois or Usyk. So I'm leaning towards Usyk, but because of what happened in the last fight, I say Dubois got a very good chance of winning or pulling off the upset. I would say 60, you know what, 55. That's how close I see it. 55-45 in favor of Usyk. De Dieu choses à une. I don't know if I read that right. I'm not French, my brother. Bonjour. My peoples, again, tonight, I'm going to be calling the fights. You don't want to miss it. And, yo, Monday, Boxing for Breakfast at 6 in the morning is going to be on fire because we're going to be covering 4 fights from Friday, 4 fights from Saturday, lots of knockouts, lots of punches, lots of fireworks. We're going to be talking about all that on Monday morning. So, my peoples, if you have not seen Boxing for Breakfast, don't miss it. Do not miss out. This is where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning, my peoples. You don't want to miss out on that Boxing for Breakfast. My peoples, I'm about to get the hell out of here because y'all know I got to get ready. We got some fights tonight. Make sure y'all come in, tune in. And we're going to have fun. We're going to have a good time with these fights, man. We're going to see a lot of punishment, a lot of devastating blows, a lot of brutal beatings. Get ready for the smoke tonight, my peoples. Shout out to everybody who tuned in for this live. Hung out with you for a little minute. Wanted to talk about those fights and those situations and whatnot. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Green Ranger, Panty Sniffer, JJ's in their house. Floyd Mayweather is Jewish. Yoda. Dessus, Jesus, anew. Salute. Mo Mia. Salute, my G. And let me see. The Soda Hybrid, Superman, and everybody else who tuned in, my peoples. I really appreciate it. Y'all already know what it is. I'm JSmiff. This is Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. I'm going to see you guys tonight, man. Let's get this action. We ready for it. Peace.